Hello everybody and welcome. I'm Eustace Farmer. I'm just finishing up my breakfast here, and I thought today, since it's such a beautiful morning, that I would take you on a very special map tour. But I'm going to take you outside here and give you a little look around. Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. CC has taken his map that has been well loved by the farming simulator community from FS15, 17, and he's converted it in all its glory in FS19, and he's done a fantastic job. He's made some rather significant changes in some areas, and in other areas some subtle changes, and then there's things that have just remained as they always have been. So I'm going to take you around and show you everything. And we're going to do it in style in the new EP Mobile. Alright, so let me just give you the quick lowdown on what you can expect when you get this map in your hands. So as you can see, you have a broad range of different size fields here. Now there's nothing that says if you're a small scale farmer that you can't divide the big fields up into smaller fields. You can do whatever suits your fancy and have a great time on this map, and you'll even have some fields here that you can get that big bud out rolling around and not have a problem. And to tie it all together, right up in the left hand corner, that big brown patch, that's a generous sized forest area. So if you like forestry, he's got you covered with this one. You can cut trees until the cows come home. So his basic layout of the map is two roads in a V pattern, and then that road along the bottom there is where you're going to find all your major sale points, and those are open for business between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. There's some yards with fences that will be closed up, and the dealership has those metal cylinders that come up out of the ground. So if you decide that you're doing some late night farming and you need another piece of equipment, you're out of luck until the next morning. So choose wisely when you're going to purchase your equipment. So before we get to driving around, I also just want to let you know that I have a special treat for you in part 2. I did a short interview with the man, the myth, the legend, CCS 101. I asked him 11 questions that I thought that you would be interested in, just so you can hear his voice and get to know him a little better, because I think that's important with mod authors, that you can at least put a voice to the work, because sometimes people forget that there are real people behind all of this, and there's real passion, and sometimes they make fictional maps, sometimes they make maps that represent where they've grown up or someplace special. But no matter if it's make-believe or modeled after a real place, they put a lot of heart and soul into what they do, and they really do want you to enjoy it. So that's what we're going to do right now. So let's get started, for crying out loud already, right? Okay, so here's your main farmhouse. When you first come into the map, you'll spawn right in front of that. And this is the house from Felsbrunn. Now, this brings up an interesting subject regarding a workaround for this. If you like this house and you don't want to change it, then you're all set. It has your sleep trigger in there, everything you need. But if you'd like to change this house out, I talked this over at length with CCS 101, because there's a little bit of a kind of a strangeness going on here. You own the land the house sits on, and you can sell the house, but it won't let you place a new one. It'll say, can't be placed here, you don't own the land. So I came up with a little workaround. I told him about it. He told me, go ahead and teach you guys how to do this, because if he was to fix this particular deal in easy mode, when you play, say, hard mode, then the house would appear. And you don't want that. In hard mode, there's no buildings. It's very easy, but I'm not going to do it in this video. This is already a 2-part tour, so I don't want to drag it out any further. So I'm going to do it as a separate tutorial and mod review. I've got a great pack with a bunch of American barns, a couple of American houses in it that you can use on your farms, and it's a great mod pack. And then I'm going to show you how to do this little workaround so you can place whatever type of building you want here. But this is the house that I chose out of the pack to place down, and I think it just fits a little better. But that's just me. It's strictly my taste and my opinion. Alright, we'll start our little walking tour of the main yard in the garage here. And CC has provided us with a nice jet black pickup truck. Close these doors back up. And while we're doing the walking tour through the main yard, I'm going to put the equipment, starting equipment, up in the lower right hand corner of the screen so you can have a look at that out of the corner of your eye while we're going through all the nice buildings here. And I'm not going to drag it out, don't worry. Now, one thing you're going to notice about the doors on these buildings is they open very slowly. In real life, if they were electric, they would open slowly. And if you had to push them manually, you'd probably want to take your time so you don't bust your lumbago. So you got a nice Kuhn trailed sprayer here, a seed machine, and then that looks like it could be like a reserve front tank for the seeder or sprayer. Not quite sure. All right, get past these doors here. Come on, Bessie. All right, on to the next building. And you've got your John Deere header and harvester, cotton harvester, and the 1 bale capacity cotton picking, cotton trailer. And we'll sneak out this way. And over here, we've got a beautiful covered lean-to shed, and the lights come on automatically at night. So that's nice if you've got those unwieldy things you can't back up. And then in this barn, we've got a New Holland, a little Massey Ferguson in the middle, and a Case tractor over on the end on the left. And then we've got a nice custom shop here, and you'll notice that he's inserted the custom shop script in other buildings on the map. I'm not going to give away all his dirty secrets. You go find them yourself. Now this deserves a little extra explanation if you don't mind. This is your farm's bulk fuel storage. So you have to fill this up yourself by going to the Shell station with a tanker truck, filling it up, bringing it back here, and overloading it into this tank. Now you need the COT Universal Pack. I've scoured the internet. I went to the original mod author's website. To my knowledge, they have not converted it yet. I don't know if they have any plans to even do it at all. However, I found another mod author that did their version of it. It's a great pack, looks really nice. You can color it any color you want, each individual item. So I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can grab that, because that's not just good for this farm and this purpose, it's good for any map you're on. But I'd like to take a little time and show you what the pack looks like. And there's a couple little oddities with some of the tankers in that pack, so I'm going to show you that and how to basically do the process of overloading into this container here. So you're going to find the mod in the tipper section, and it's got its own little category. So you just click that open and you have a wide range of items to choose from. Now this one here, you have to lift this up and put it on the back of your semi truck, the one with the 5th wheel on the back. And then you get in the truck, click Q, and it'll connect. So if you have the heavy lifting mod, you can pick it up by hand. Otherwise, you're going to have to use a forklift or a telehandler or something like that. Same holds for this one. This one suggests that you use a telehandler. It comes on wood blocks. You have to pick it up, and you'll put this on the back of a truck that does not have a 5th wheel. That has just the smooth rails. And then these two go hand in hand. This is the tank with the IT runner trailer, so you drag it up. And now this telescopic loader hook, the item that it works with seems to be missing from the pack for whatever reason, so don't even worry about that. And then lastly, you have the IBC palleted tank that you can cart around the map anywhere you want on a trailer or a pallet fork or something. Bring it field side to fill up your equipment. And it holds a wide range of different liquids as well. Alright, so here's my truck of choice, which I decorated to look like the Shell station, because I'm a dork. So what you're going to do is you're going to climb up inside. You're going to press N as in Nancy to open the hatch on the top, and then you'll begin filling up your fuel tank in the back. And make sure you have the tank selected and not the truck. And then you just haul it back to the main farm, back up to the trigger on the side of the fueling tank, and press I to overload and fill up your storage tank. Now this readout is just decorative, so don't pay any attention to those numbers. They don't work. If you want to see the level, you got to pull up in front like you're fueling up, and there you go. You'll see what's inside the tank. Now while we're at it, behind this shed adjacent to the fuel tank is a water storage, so you can fill up your water trailers back here. And on the inside of this shed, we've got a nice fertilizer spreader, seeder, distinction grain trailer, culti plow, and a nice looking midnight blue semi. And then outside we've got our silo system over here, really impressive looking. And there's where you dump it in, and you got the downspout up there to take your grain to market. So while we're out over here, I want to talk to you a little bit about what you're going to see in the skies around here. Because this map takes place in Florida, it could be very hot and humid in the summer months. So you're going to get a lot of cumulus clouds, cumulonimbus clouds. And Will's pulled out all the stops when it comes to generating sky in this map. So you're going to see a lot of big puffy white clouds and some pretty darn ominous looking storm clouds. So behind your farmhouse is the house of Jody and Vanity, and those are your two horses. So Will has give them a little something to go on, but you might want to exercise them if you don't have the horse helper mod, and you might want to top off their water and straw and go buy a bag of horse feed down at the store just to make sure that they're good and filled up and happy, because you might forget about them as you get busy starting out your farming adventure. So pretty nice digs around here if you ask me. They're Jody and Vanity. You got a nice big grassy field, and you could probably mow it down and bale some of it if you want, but leave some for them to snack on in between meals. Gotta keep them happy. So if we come inside the horse corral here, it really serves no other purpose than this trigger here, and the only thing I can think of that this does is this is your straw blowing trigger. I can't think of anything else because the feed and water are outside, which I'll show you in a minute. So I'm sorry I didn't have time to test this one. So right around the corner, there's the feed, and then across this little vestibule here is their watering trough. So let's hop in the old EP Jalopy finally, and let's get on out of here and have a look at the countryside. All right, old friend. Now don't let me down like the old EP camper did in last year's FS19 Emerald Coast Tour. Purrs like a kitten. Kitten with an upset stomach, that is. Let's roll. Get that engine volume turned down a little bit. Can be a little rude at times. So one thing you're going to see on this map in the usual CCS 101 style is the traffic is good and mean, and it moves out of the way for nothing and nobody. So I'm sorry to tell you, you are not king of the road here on this map. And if you're going to use follow me, you might want to just go into your menu and shut traffic off altogether while you're transporting around. Just a little helpful tip for you to make your day easy. And let's have a look inside of this little car here. Not bad, huh? Pretty spiffy. I'm going to be doing a mod review on this, and it comes in a pack, and I have it coupled together with a whole bunch of other awesome things. I think you're going to love it. So stay tuned for that video too. Alright, so in here we have your anhydrous ammonia station where you can fill up your implements or a trailer with fertilizer. And these little tanker trailers in the back here, these are just decoration, they're not working units. Alright, so this is the second of the 3 farms on the map, and it is an arable farm, but it also houses cattle and sheep. So here's the farmhouse, traditional Ravenport style American farmhouse. You can go inside there. No need, you've seen that dump. And we'll spy around the back of the yard. In the FS19 version, there was a modern style house back here with a pool. So no more dipping in the pool, you gotta keep to task. And over here we have another fueling station, and I do not believe that this is one you have to keep filling up. I think it's just the magical endless fuel. So there you go, little bonus. And you got a nice little junk pile over here. Now this brings up an interesting point. All these buildings that you see on this map, including that junk pile, it's all placeable. So if there's something you don't like, you can get rid of it. Just go in to your garage menu and delete it, sell it. We have a nice composite shed here, loaded up with a lot of fine equipment, ready to roll, my friends. There's no excuse not to get to work. And a nice covered lean-to shed over here. Just look at that view. And there is your manure bunker, and that's butted up against the sheep facility. So that's right here. This is to feed your sheep over here. Pour the grass in here. And we'll jump that. We've got a nice big grassy knoll where your sheep and your cattle intermingle together. They're good friends. So it's all in one pasture here. And again, look at that. Look at that shiny little puddle there, that detail. But you could probably mow down this grass and bale it too. Haven't tried it yet, so don't quote me, but I wouldn't see why not. This is where the cows come home, right here. So you come in here, and right at the end over here, you're going to have your animal dialogue menu where you can purchase cattle. And you can come in here. I'm not sure if you have to muck out or not, but that might be the place for it. And then right around the corner here is the milk tank. So you'll come over here to fill up the tanker with milk. Send it off to market. Then right around this corner on the other side is the slurry. And there's plenty of standing water leaning up against the building and out in the grass, so make sure you're not wearing your good Sunday church shoes. Some smelly water. And then this is where you're going to feed your cattle, and on the other side of the fence there, you'll come in the door down there and pass through to the other door, and that's where you'll blow in your straw. And then out along the fence here, this is where you're going to water your cattle, right on this one. And then this is where you'll water your sheep. And then this is where you'll deliver them. This is your animal dialogue for the sheep. And this is your silo in and your silo out over here. Let's roll on. Alright, so Marty's Gas and Grill. You don't just get gas out back of the restaurant, you can also get it inside. So here you can sell your eggs over here at Marty's. Alright, so next stop on the list is the Old Town Sawmill. So it's not quite business hour yet. It's at 7:30, so I'll have to wait until the gate opens at 8 a.m. So see you back in a minute. Alright, I had him let me in a little early. I paid him off with a donut. So here is the tipping point for your wooden logs. And as we pulled in, if you saw that little information icon inside of the sawmill, you might have to go up to that, press R or something like that to sell the logs. That seems to be the way it works in some maps on FS19. And then down over here on the right is where you'll sell off your wood chips. And that's pretty much it for the business up in here. And there's that little information icon, or exclamation point actually. Root crop and canola storage yard. On the left over there, you had your custom shop. Over here, we have a camper trailer, which you can sleep in. And then, of course, plenty of storage outfitted with some equipment to keep up on your root crop fields and canola fields. And then here's your root crop storage. That was potatoes. Then you got sugar beets there, and it looks like sugar beets again over there. And this is your canola silo, which is also tied into the main farm, so it's your choice whether or not you want to use it. If you got a canola field nearby, got plenty of storage out here, and another fueling station. And again, there's that little old custom shop. And this is the pig farm, so there's your slurry fill up to greet you right out front, complete with little muddy poopy puddle. And then here's where you serve up the pig slop. And then over here on the left is where you'll give them their water. And then after you hop over this grate, that's the animal dialogue where you'll either buy or load your animals in. And that's it for in here. And And now I'm going to take you down for a little tour and show you this absolutely gorgeous lake that he's put in over here. I just love coming down here. Now's a great time to hit the icon on the screen to watch part 2. And if you like what you've seen so far, please consider giving me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to look down in the description so you can get the link to that universal mod pack. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks for watching.